Okay, so today we're diving into a case that's really been grabbing headlines, and it's a tough one. Harshita Brella,
Yeah, a young Indian woman who moved to the UK late last year.
right after marrying Pankaj Lamba, who's an NRI.
An NRI, for folks who maybe haven't heard that before, that's a non-resident Indian.
Exactly, someone who's an Indian citizen but living abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's supposed to be this, like, fresh
A
start,
dream come true.
totally a new chapter,
Yeah, absolutely.
but it just went so wrong so
It
fast.
did. Within months, this dream turns into a total nightmare when Harshita's body is found
In the trunk of a car,
in the UK last November.
just awful. And to make things even more complicated, her husband, Pankaj Lamba,
He's the prime suspect.
and vanished.
Gone without a trace, which adds a whole other layer to this whole thing.
Huge mystery.
Absolutely.
But the story doesn't end in the UK because back in India, Pankaj's parents have been arrested,
Yeah, they're facing dowry-related offenses.
which makes you wonder right away, could this be about dowry?
It's a big question.
For folks who maybe aren't familiar, that's the practice of the bride's family giving gifts or money to the groom's family.
Right. And it's something that's been a long-standing issue in Indian marriages.
Yeah, a really difficult topic.
Okay.
So for you, is this dowry angle like the key thing to focus on here?
I think it has to be considered, right? Were there demands? Did those demands create tension within the marriage? Could it have escalated? It's a really troubling thought.
It is.
Mm.
And on top of all of this, Indian police are now working with UK authorities.
Trying to put the pieces together.
An international investigation.
It really highlights how complex this case is.
Absolutely. And then there's what's happening online, which is, obviously speculative, but still you can't ignore it.
Right.
Platforms like X are just full of theories about Pankaj's disappearance,
Some say he's running.
fleeing justice straight up.
Right. But others are saying it's more complicated.
Could he be a victim too?
Yeah. Or is there something else going on entirely that we haven't even thought of?
It's so hard to know.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that people are trying to figure it out.
Of course, it's a natural human response when something so tragic and confusing happens.
We want answers. We want to understand.
Exactly. In this case, it's really captured public attention. I mean, it's international news.
And as of today, March 27th, 2025,
Pankaj Lamba is still missing.
still out there. Harshita's family must be going through hell,
I can't even imagine they're demanding answers, and rightfully so.
dealing with this huge loss.
It's just heartbreaking.
It is, and it raises those big questions. Will justice be served for Harshita?
Will we ever know the truth about her death and Pankaj's disappearance?
It's a lot to unpack, so let's try to break it down.
Okay.
We've got this young life cut tragically short,
And the main suspect is gone.
vanished.
Yeah.
Then you've got those dowry charges in India, which adds this whole other layer.
A really troubling aspect connecting this personal tragedy to these wider societal issues.
And with Pankaj still missing, there are just so many questions left unanswered.
So many pieces of the puzzle still missing.
It really is disturbing. So for you, thinking about everything we know, are there any complexities that maybe we're not seeing?
Like beyond just running from the law or a simple dowry dispute, what else could investigators be looking at as they try to find the truth in this really tragic case that spans continents?
It's going to be fascinating to see what they uncover.
Definitely.
Hopefully they can bring some peace to Harshita's family.
I hope so.
This case really shows how much we're all connected.
And how far-reaching the consequences of these events can be.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder that these issues can touch anyone, anywhere.
We'll be following this case closely, and we'll keep you updated on any major developments.
Definitely check back in for more updates.
Thanks for diving in with us today.
Of course, anytime.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.